Alright guys, we're back with another Discord League last chance qualifier semifinal for you guys today. We've got Shenful playing Scorpion against Sandy Bell aka Shiba Inu playing Phoenix. So both of these players have already qualified for the Invitational since the top 4 players from the LCQ qualify. They're just playing out for seeding and also the prestige of being the winner of the last chance qualifier. Shenful is on Scorpion Dragon. So this list is pretty standard, I think. 3 Fate Worse Than Death, 8 conflict characters, 3 assassinations. So no attachments here, so that means no Cloud the Mind, which can be relevant against a Phoenix player. The 2 let goes and the 2 calling in favors will be dependent on what Sandy Bell is running, and he is on 3 clouds, 2 fine katana, 3 ornate fan, so he will likely be able to find some targets. Shiba Inu on the Phoenix Dragon. Notably, this game is being played out without Disciples of the Void being legal. This is one of the last Discord League tournament games without Disciples of the Void being legal. We've already started Season 6, and Season 6 has that deck being legal, so the Phoenix players already taking advantage of those new cards. Our Season 6 group is actually 27% Phoenix, so 1 in 4 players in Season 6 trying out the new Phoenix stuff. Those cards are not available in this game to Shiba Inu. So we're jumping right into the game. We're seeing pretty strong flops for both players. Master of Gisei Toshi is an all-star in the Scorpion matchup. Forgotten Library is great. Adept of the Waves and Satoshi giving more options to Phoenix. Nothing to say about this Scorpion flop except that it's extremely strong. Double Manipulator, Heroe, and Liar. I think with his expensive conflict deck that we'll see probably Liar pass from Shenful, or just straight up pass depending on his starting 4 cards. Heroe looking to get out on round 2 probably. If Shenful is feeling aggressive, he might play a Manipulator along with the Liar. I think a Liar is an obvious windmill slam for this turn 1. Okay, so Shiba Inu steals the first passing fate. That's probably a good choice, and in light of that, I think Shenful will play the Manipulator to grab some more cards. And let's see if he activates the Stronghold before the draw phase. Alright, playing 2 Manipulators, so I think he's actually looking to draw 7 here, just to make sure he doesn't fall behind against the library. Yeah, that's what we see. Shenful going up to 7 card draw, which is kind of insane. Sandy Bell drawing 5, and with the library he's got a hand of 10. The Gisei Toshi did not get played. That's not super surprising. It's very expensive for first player, round 1. Yeah, so Scorpion's up 2 characters, down 2 fate, and up 1 card. So this is going to be a very interesting round 1. I think Assassination would be a little bit aggressive for Shenful. He did go down to 9 for drawing 7 cards here. If he's got a well, Fury's going to be a little unreliable against the Shugenja, but you kind of have to ask yourself how much does the ring effect really matter when Shiba Inu attacks. We could see multiple breaks here from Shenful if Phoenix doesn't play it a little bit cautiously. Phoenix does run 3 Shrine Maidens, 2 Bonsais. This Scorpion list has no pumps of any nature, except for if you could call charge a pump, which you can in some cases. So yeah, a lot of gas in the Phoenix deck and not as much in the Scorpion one, so a little bit more of a controlling Scorpion deck. So hitting Secret Cache first means Shenful goes up to 12 cards before having to make any choices. That's very strong. In addition to drawing to 12, he's seen 16, including mulligans. Let's see how many mulliganed. Shenful kept conflict, so while that means he's seen fewer cards, he liked what he saw, so. Okay. See the bonsai? There's no bonsai in Scorpion's deck, but they have bows and they have assassination. We already saw the for shame, the first for shame come out. So we'll see what the follow-up on that is. Yeah, another for shame. See if we see an against the waves here. It would have to be against the waves and an additional card to break. So, but we do see the Shrine Maiden whiffing. So putting Court Games for Shame and Miyamoto's Fury in the discard pile is a little tilting here, I think. Those are three fantastic cards. Okay, we see the Fury on the Shrine Maiden, which is not a Shugenja, so that's a smart play. Yeah, and this, let me just pass here. So each player spending 3 cards, I think. Or 2 cards. Should be 3. Well, 2 for Phoenix, 3 for Scorpion. Did he get his fate? It looks like not yet. Yeah, got the fate. Good. Meek Informant coming down at this point is a little bit strange. You might wanted to have seen the cards in hand earlier. But it does give you a break here, most likely. 2-0 glory characters. What are you going to do to the attack? We did see one Fury got milled already. Makes it less likely that he has, well, we see the hand and we see the Fury, display of power. Double Censure, I think, is going to be pretty dead for the near future here, which is very much a shame. Yeah, his hand is weak. Display of power is the only option. I think that we're waiting on, yeah, Sandy Bell's deciding whether or not he wants to Fury, whether or not he wants to display of power. The Fury gets edicted. Does that mean that the display of power will go through? Well, he's going for it. Let's see what happens. Yep. It does. But Shenful is securing the break there. I think that's... And he did have the edict, interestingly. I think if you have the edict and it's discarded at random, that's pretty good, right? Because by not actually casting the edict, you don't have one of the dishonors that you would have had. Yeah, so now we're going in for another attack. Don't think Phoenix has any provinces you're afraid of here. Public Forum, Meditations, Shameful Rally. Yeah, Public Forum here is fine. He couldn't go for the break, so... Yeah, that was a good attack. Perfect find, I guess Meditations being the worst hit. Suppose if it was Shameful, He could potentially drop an Adept of Shadows to get a break. But that was not the timeline we found ourselves in. Yeah, so Sandy Bell had a fate lead going into that conflict phase, spending it down to only one fate. Shenful's probably going to get passing fate on this upcoming turn. But both players have enough fate to work with. I think the Master of Gisei Toshi is likely to come down. So this is a bit unfortunate, right? Kanjo coming out on a broken province, 2 censures in hand, and the Scorpion player has a pretty good hold on the favor right now. Yeah, this is favorable for Scorpion. I think the Illusionist makes it pretty hard to make full use of your stronghold as Phoenix here. Hiroe coming down instead. Obviously, Hiroe really punishes high glory characters. Also generally punishes boards where you have just one strong guy. Hiroe gets to decide when that character participates. Shenful draws 6 to Sandy Bell's 4. So the stronghold will be on still. Equalizing honor at 8. And Scorpion's opened up a 2-card hand lead. With that favorable ground here, he's really going to dictate the pacing of this turn. There's only 2 more conflict characters in Sandy Bell's deck, and 2 more display of power, and 2 charge as far as tricks in the conflict phase. Blocking the Void Ring here. Interesting, with only 3 fake characters, that would be your choice. It is one of the rings with Fade on it. Phoenix's game plan would have to be very long term to get back into this one. Dishonoring is very unrealistic versus a careful Scorpion player like Shenful. It is still, I guess, from this board state, the more likely win con. Playing a fan onto the Master of Gisei Toshi, sort of telegraphing a little bit a policy debate. It does, of course, make the let goes and calling in favors live, and that is what we see, the first let go from Shen. Yeah, so we will see a fire political here. I believe that we've seen a court games in Sandy Bell's hand. There are 4 cards that we don't know about in there, plus the Earth Ring, so 5 unknown cards. The 5 known cards include 2 dead censures and a cloud, a court games, and a policy debate. So we do see the cloud come out, we see the calling in favors, moving it over to the manipulator who's leaving this round. So one of those times when you can make good use of calling in favors to clear a cloud, I think. A little unfortunate that now he's got a 0-0 for his next conflict. But there are plenty of ways of Scorpion to mess with that. Okay, so yeah, the court games comes down on Hiroe now. So if that doesn't get counter court games, we can use the fire ring to dishonor Gisei Toshi or re-honor Manipulator if you want to get the second attack in. We do see the counter court games on Hiroe though, and then we pull in the Gisei Toshi. So now he would have had to have drawn another fan to win this conflict. Or the third Fury, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, the Dishonor comes out with the delayed Hiroe effect, so the Fire Ring will re-honor Hiroe on 3 Fate. That's very strong. Very unlikely for Shiba to be able to do anything here. Shiba Inu. Yeah, it does pass the conflict. And we'll see Shen if he's got the military favor, so that Manipulator can still poke in. So now I think there's really no bad hit. Shameful's fine. Meditations is fine. Hits a Shameful, that's probably the better hit. There's no swords, there's no bonsai. So like an Adept of Shadows or a Yojimbo coming down is how you'd break this, but then you'd turn on Shameful Display. But neither of those characters have any glory, so that wouldn't stop the break. We haven't seen anything except for one Meek Informant to this point, so let's see what Scorpion's got in those 10 cards. Phoenix can't Fury here even if he has it. Wouldn't do anything because of the favor, and it's the Void Ring, so Gisei Toshi was active. 1 Fate coming off of Gisei Toshi. Scorpion grabbing a bunch of extra Fate here, 2 from rings, and 1 from passing Fate, opening up a 4-1 Fate lead. Do see Against the Waves come down on Master of Gisei Toshi, but have to imagine Scorpion's got more tricks in those 10 cards. I think that, yeah, I'll steal the favor with the box on the Master of Gisei Toshi, but the Kanjo's leaving, and so it's really just turning on those 2 censures, which is a big deal. Denying Shen's censure as well if he has it. And Scorpion's got a big lead here though. Lead on cards, lead on Fate, lead on board. So if I'm Phoenix here, I struggle to think about what characters I want to see to be able to take any tempo back. Probably a cheaper character, but we do see an expensive flop. Atsuko, a second Kade, and a Prodigy. Keeping Kade is interesting, so I guess we'll see if he plays her. And Scorpion getting a dupe and a manipulator, perfectly playable. He's also got tons of Fate with no Fate Worse Than Death used yet, and very few conflict characters used yet, so yeah, playing the manipulator with 0, then a pass to go up to 11. Sandy Bell gets the passing Fate instead. So Sandy Bell on 2, threatening display of power, threatening Against the Waves. Players still drawing very high, I think that's correct. Manipulator enabling a box usage to stabilize both players at 7 again. With the first attack, and staring down the barrel of a favorable grounds. Can you go aggressive? You kind of have to, right? Because your opponent is just grinding more and more value out of you. But I don't see how you attack here and not just get shafted by Hiroe. I think that Phoenix this turn would most like some fate. But with such big characters, you have to make such a large commitment. Okay, so swinging in military on water and charging out a prodigy, maybe that gives you a bit more board presence that would be usable. Still, you'd be worried about Way of the Scorpion, which hasn't been seen yet. Be worried about a lot of things. With that Fate coming off of the Gisei Toshi from the Void Ring last turn, it's a bit vulnerable to a Fate Worse Than Death. K-Day's vulnerable to a Fate Worse Than Death plus Void Ring. Okay, so we see Cloud on Hiroe. That's a good start. Censure to cancel Let Go. Shenful has used 2 Forged Edicts already, and Censure is not live for him. So it's a good time to try to stick Cloud the Mind, and that will make this attack more likely to actually have an impact. I'm not sure what I think about going at Secret Cache. Giving a card is always dangerous, but you can make that card pretty much guaranteed to be dead if you go with the Water Ring, because Gisei Toshi is on the Water Ring, and there are no spells in Shenful's deck and no attachments. So only his characters will be live in any Water Ring attack from Phoenix. Yeah, so seems he's thought twice about attacking Secret Cache. Hitting Shameful Display with an already dishonored 1 glory character seems totally fine. The 2 glory character from your opponent is already honored as well, but Kachiko could come down here. It's a little bit inefficient this turn, but putting her honored status for future turns when you have enough fate to just like massively fade her up could be very good. Yeah, Sandy Bell finding a line here that I think, barring a few possible options from Shen, like mainly the Kachiko coming down to get an honored Kachiko for basically nothing, who can then be favorable out if he wants, um, could actually turn out favorable for him. Yeah, we see a Katana, so threatening a break now. Will we see a conflict character from Shen? We could also see a charge from Sandy Bell still. I'm sorry, neither player can play non-spells, so there can't be a charge. But we do see that military-oriented conflict character coming down a little light on fate, only 1 fate on that character. So that stops the break. Yeah, and I think with Shameful Display, the big thing is to just not allow it to break without getting some value usages out of it. Yeah, and that's what we see. That's all Sandy Bell had. Manipulator getting bowed by the ring. It's way better than nothing. Hiroe does not have his ability, so can't force K-Day onto defense. With only political remaining though, Shen's got to feel pretty confident, I think, about winning on defense. We'll see what his line is. He could attack Void. Attacking Void and then daring Kade to walk into a fate worse than death. The Censure's live, so it would require a little bit of trickery from Scorpion, but harder events have been attacked. Yeah, we do see the Void. So, yeah, getting that Kade into the danger zone seems important. Kade without a good province to attack. Flipping a province. Flipping a province could be disastrous if you hit Pilgrimage. Meditations would be pretty disastrous. Okay, we do see the third Fury. That's good. A Meek Informant come out revealing the hand, so we do see that there's only one Censure. He did have the charge, but no ability to use it on a water ring. And second policy debate, second fan, second bonsai, and assassination. I suppose he's probably just trying to figure out if it could possibly be worth it to go down to 4 honor to stop this conflict. I would be inclined to say that using the assassination here, with your opponent having 13 cards and 6 fate behind, all it's likely to do is advance your opponent's win con, or one of them. Yeah, and there's just no good attack for Kade into this Scorpion lineup. Pretty risky to like spend all your money on a big 3 glory character. Yeah, and Shen was holding on to the Kachiko. Now she's gonna come down and do a military attack. Or stand back. Standing back doesn't do anything. So you can't win the favor here as Scorpion, or you can't force it. So yeah, this attack makes sense. Probably grabbing a fate. Not likely to win. Yep, Earth Ring. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, great, you got your fate. Now Kachiko can go home, and your opponent has to have Against the Waves, which we didn't see in hand. to win favor. Yeah, so that's sort of like the trick here. If you defend, you lose the favor on board. If you don't defend, public form gets the honor token. Okay, we see the charge prodigy, that's fine. So that protects your favor, but it spends the card on defense. You see we have the Scorpion immediately. Better on Prodigy than K-Day though. This is pretty tricky indeed. We see a policy debate attempted from Kachiko. That second censure is used by Sandy Bell. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so he's really spending cards a lot here. He's had to spend charge bonsai censure so far. The second policy debate comes out and he's gonna lose. Interesting. We'll see what he loses. The policy debate has redundancy. Ornate Fan is a buff. Assassination is probably going to be dead next turn with Sandy Bell going down to 4 honor. I think the bids will go down to 1-1. Okay. Discarding the Ornate Fan. Yeah, I think that's fine. He's just going to have to worry about the policy debate onto that Yojimbo next round. But that's not really the kind of one-to-one trade that Sandy Bell needs when he's down 5 cards. So Shenful getting a lot of value here. Wow. Okay, so he's charging the Niece, so he's probably gonna get that Earth Ring too. So Sandy Bell's hand is just gonna be completely blasted, and yeah, so Shen is cycling the Censure when he's got the Niece available. He knows it's gonna be dead next round, and next round is gonna be pretty decisive for him. It'll be interesting to see if he's got a dupe for Kachiko. You don't see that very often. It's pretty low impact, but he could have it. One fate is pretty light for Kachiko, but he might be smelling blood in the water as far as how long this game is going to go. I think, yeah, he's setting up a pretty nasty first player turn next round. I think Shen's just gonna pass. Gonna pass without playing a character unless he sees a really good cheap one. And I think Sandy Bell really needs to find something cheap and high impact. Since he's not likely to get the passing fate this next round, keeping the K-Day dupe is pretty good. Diplomat's okay, but I can't see him actually winning a conflict this round. Depending on his hand, Shen might play out Unico just as an amazing character. There's no good targets for Actress this round. Two censures have been used from Sandy Bell, and the hand's revealed, and he likely can't draw very much this round. So now is the time when a Fate Worse Than Death can start coming out. Both the Dishonor and the Bow and the Remove from Conflict, all of the clauses are at maximum impact at this point in the game. Shen with enough Fate to cast 2 this round. Things are getting very dangerous for Sandy Bell. So first attack probably covert, K-Day, slam in somewhere cool. I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can attack here with 2 unfaded characters. You can go into the known meditations, for one. Or if you don't care about breaking that much anymore, um, you can go into the public forum as much as you need to. Okay, so the 2-bid from Shen, so that signifies to me that he really wants to get a use out of his stronghold this turn, which indicates to me that he had a second assassination in hand when he cycled one of them. That really is bad for Sandy Bell because the assassination on the diplomat is extremely crippling here. That would put both players on 4 honor. Let's see if he tries to dishonor. Let's see if he tries to dishonor the diplomat before he kills it, or what exactly is going to happen here. No, he just kills it. Well, I guess if he dishonored it, he wouldn't be able to box. No, he would be able to. So it could have been a good play if he wanted to get extremely tricky, but as it stands, it's still a great play, right? So the air ring is going to take him to 2, unopposed is going to take him to 1, miscounted by 1, but that's fine. Okay, the unopposed had already happened. Okay, so yeah, sitting at 2, unless the airing didn't happen. 4, 5. Okay, it did. All right, good. Yeah, 4 to 2, 4 to 5. It's all good. And now Sandy Bell is understandably on tilt. Game's over. So GG to both players. Really just Phoenix not getting what they need to have any sort of board presence, any sort of conflict presence in this matchup. He had that Gisei Toshi, but really just not enough characters throughout the game. Shen advances to the LCQ finals, where he will either face Slisky or Fourdream. Slisky, a European Scorpion player, won 2 Kotes. Fourdream, a strong West Coast United States Scorpion player, I believe mostly Scorpion. I believe that game is happening soon, should be exciting, but we are guaranteed yet another Scorpion versus Scorpion finals in our Discord League tournaments. It'll be interesting to see in Season 6 as things change if the 27% Phoenix can put up a good showing. It's never easy for the sort of bandwagon clans to put up a good showing the first go around, just because there is a lot of skill in this game. But I think a lot of our Phoenix regulars will be able to put up a good showing in the next season. But yeah, props to Shen for winning that. Tough digs for Sandy Bell. There was very few options that I saw there for making better plays. I think he offered up some potentially good aggression there, but it didn't pan out for him. Opponent having seen basically half of his deck before the first conflict even happened. But yeah, that's it for this stream. See you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.